Hi Sagittarius, this is Leigh from Leigh's Intuitive Tarot, and this is your bonus for this week. I didn't get you one for last week, and I apologize for that, but I am going to try to work into my schedule to be able to, try to give you an Aquarius a reading every week, because y'all basically, hold the channel down and give me, and always watch the readings that I put out, okay? And I want to make sure that I reward y'all for that, because I really do appreciate it, okay? All right, so we are going to focus on the law of attraction. It's a love reading, but it's from a law of attraction standpoint, and we're going to use the Island Time Wellness cards today, okay? We're also going to pull, I also pulled two oracle cards, one from the Soul's Journey, and then another one from the Power of Surrender, so I can see what, what theme Spirit wants to talk to you about today, okay? So we're going to start with the Soul's Journey card. So it's growth. It says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And I feel like with this card, what Spirit is talking about is what is happening in this spiritual awakening that you are going through, you and your person, okay? You're both expanding your consciousness and expanding your awareness. So when you go back to the past and you look at the things that, have happened to you, and you examine them, you see the things that, you may have done wrong or you could have done better, and you see how everything played out, you learn your patterns. It's about you being more aware, because if you can be aware of what has happened in the past, it will make you more aware in the current energy, and you'll know, okay, these are my triggers, or if I feel a certain way, I should make decisions from this place, because they're 9 times out of 10 not going to play out in the way that I want them to, okay? Then when it comes to consciousness, expanding your consciousness, this is what is happening with the spiritual awakening. Like, your soul is trying to come in and unite with you, so that the two of you can, you're one, but you know what I mean. So that the two of you can live life from your higher self, basically. It's about you channeling your higher self, is what the expansion of consciousness is about. And that's why you have to clear up the things in the past, because that allows your higher self to make an easier transition into blending with you, okay, and uniting with you, all right? Okay, so when it comes to the surrender card, we got one card. It says surrender low self-esteem. Okay, this card says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. That's what this is about as well, because remember I told you, whatever's in your energy, whatever energy you're sitting in, okay, subconsciously, not consciously, that is what is manifesting. So if you've been getting unwanted experiences, if you've been feeling unfulfilled, if things have not been going in the direction that you want them to, you got to examine your core beliefs if you want them to change, okay? Trying to change the outside is like having a cold and treating the sniffles, treating the, the watery eyes, treating the runny nose, and not actually trying to attack the virus, okay? So that's the same thing. The virus is equivalent to your negative thoughts and your limiting beliefs that you carry on a subconscious level, okay? So once you are able to eradicate those, or turn them around to where they work for you, then things are not going to go the way that you want them to. This is what you got to understand. Think of all the things that your subconscious mind does on autopilot. You get to go to sleep and you still breathe. You still, you have dreams. Your heart still pumps blood. That blood still flows through your veins. Your subconscious mind is very strong, and you need to understand this when I tell you this, Sagittarius. If you try to fight against your subconscious mind by trying to change the outside of your circumstances, you're not going to win. You're not going to win, okay? I always take the weight loss example to prove my point, okay? People who try to lose weight and they don't address the same things I'm telling you, these feelings of unworthiness, this, low self-esteem, feeling like you don't deserve certain things on a base level, that is what keeps the weight on. And so what someone who is trying to lose weight without addressing those things is doing is they're trying to fight their subconscious mind with willpower. And it may work for a little while, but I'm going to tell you right now, the subconscious mind always wins. It always wins. And so you can either choose to continue to fight against it and lose, fight a losing battle, or you can try to work with it. So the things that we talk about in these readings, that's what I'm trying to get you to do, is to show you how to work with it so you can get what it is that you want to get. Okay. All right. So here we go. I had Spirit give me 6 cards about law of attraction, and then we clarified with these other cards so we can talk about whatever it is that Spirit wants to talk to you about today. Okay. It is a love reading. Okay. All right. So the first card, your overall energy, is loving all of you. All right. So that's why Spirit is telling you, surrender this low self-esteem. Okay. Participate in this growth. Because remember, I told you, growth, it's all about being uncomfortable. All right. So loving all of you. So like I said, I had someone a couple of weeks ago leave a comment on my channel for it was another sign. It wasn't for a Sagittarius, but they were saying that I was telling y'all that y'all don't love yourselves. And I said, that's not what I said. I said, you don't love yourself enough. You don't love yourself the right way. I didn't say you didn't love yourself at all. I said on a conscious level, I'm sure you do, because we all want to believe that we love ourselves. But if your life is manifesting things that you don't want, it's because you're not loving yourself like you should. And like I said, it's not your fault. A lot of it has to do with the programming that you grew up with. And it has to do with the thoughts that you've accepted as yours that 9 times out of 10 came from somebody else. Because like I said, they tell you we have all these thoughts in our mind, and 90 to 95% of them aren't even our thoughts. They're things that other people have, impressed upon us, and we chose to accept them as ours. Okay. So you have to start to, when certain thoughts and beliefs go through your mind, you have to start to examine them and ask yourself, do I want to resonate with this? Does this make sense to me? Is this something that I really want to carry around in my mind? Is it benefiting me, or is it making things worse? Okay, you have to start to examine those things. But anyway, back to this card, it says loving all of you. Love and accept your inner darkness for greatest self-love, deep healing. The world mirrors us. Okay, so like I said, it's the same thing that I've been telling you about for the past few weeks. You don't go outside to heal and to fix things. It's just like you having a cold and you trying to heal it from the outside. You can't heal it from the outside. You have to go within and fix the things from within. Okay? Because that's the only way you're going to see the change on the outside. But you have to persist though, Sagittarius. You can't just work on it for 1 day or 1 hour or 10 minutes and think that, okay, all of a sudden it's going to change, because you have years worth of resistance. Okay? And years worth of negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that you have to work on changing. And like I said, take them one at a time. Nobody's asking you to try to do everything at one time and become overwhelmed. So you pick one thing. Okay. Pick one core belief. Okay. If you have a core belief of I'm not good enough based on the things that you see that are happening to you on the outside, and work on it, hammer on it until it goes, until you're able to change it, until it goes away and you can change it and add a new one. And then do it like that, one after the other. And then one day you're going to look up and your whole life is going to have changed. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the second card. With the next card, it says, follow your bliss. Do what inspires you. Okay. Creativity, new direction. Heart meets mind. No fear-based decisions. So this is why you want to change. You want to make your decisions from a place of love and not from a place of fear. Because if you make your decisions from a place of love, you're always going to do the thing that is for your highest good and for other people's highest good. Okay? When we operate from a place of fear, that's when we get into relationships that we shouldn't get into. That's when we get treated like crap and we know we don't deserve it. That's when we, choose people who are not our highest good, or we attract people. Let me say that. We attract people who aren't for our highest good because we're coming from a place of fear and from those beliefs on a subconscious level that need to be changed. Okay. All right. So the next card, it says creating reality. Live your best life by design. You have amazing experiences, freedom, lifestyle, infinite potential. So you can be, do, and have anything you want to be, do, and have in this lifetime. Sagittarius, that's not a lie. It's the truth. But what a lot of people don't understand is that, like, you know, people will try to manifest and they'll be like, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard. But what you don't realize, you manifesting all the time. It's just not the things that you want to manifest 9 times out of 10. Is usually something undesirable. And the reason why is, like I said, because we're on autopilot. So until you go back and dig in and find out what those things are and change it, until you do that, your life's not going to change or go in the direction that you want it to go in. Okay? All right. So next card, it says giving and receiving. Everything is energy, reciprocity, give, receive easily to others and yourself, random acts of kindness. Okay. With this giving and receiving card, I feel like this is about you opening up. Okay? Because like I told you, I pull a lot of times the Queen of Swords for y'all. And I know y'all are not Queen of Swords. Okay? Because Sagittarius is a lighthearted. They're very sweet. They're, you know, they're fun loving. You know, they like to be free and do the things that they want to do and so on and so forth. But sometimes things happen in this lifetime and, you know, they beat us down if we let it. Okay? So you got to make a comeback, Sagittarius. I know you can come back from you know, what has happened to you. Okay? I feel like you're a strong sign, just like the other 11 signs. And I feel like you can do this. So in order for you to give and receive freely and openly, you got to open yourself up. Okay? You can't let what other people have done mess up who you fundamentally are. Okay? Okay. Next card. We got negativity. So distorted view, wounds, complaining, negative self-talk, self-sabotage, outside influences, be gracious. Okay. This is about finding the beauty in every situation. Okay. You may be going through a period in your life right now where things are not going the way that you want them to, but I told you this is growth. This is all about growth. And remember, I told you sometimes when you grow, think about little kids when they're growing. Some little kids will say, you know, my legs hurt or my arms hurt or whatever because they're growing so fast. Sometimes, you know, their body can't keep up with the speed of what it's doing. So you got to understand sometimes growth don't feel good. All right. Growth is a good thing at the end of the day. Once you get to the finish line, but while you're going through it, sometimes there are growing pains. Okay. So look at this person in this card. They have like the 3D glasses where they're 2 different lenses and they're like, so I feel like this is maybe a situation where sometimes you look through the glasses and sometimes you see the dark side and sometimes you look through the glasses and you see the positive side of it. Okay. But this is about cleaning those glasses off, because if you have, you know, wounds, if you're, you know, a lot of complaining, a lot of negative self-talk, all of that stuff, it's like you're dirtying up those glasses. It's like it's mud on them and you know, all kinds of debris and things like that where you can't really see situations positively. Because think about it. Let me give you an example like this. Say you got two different people, okay? One person has been through like all these crazy ass relationships where they've gotten wounded. There's been some type of abuse, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, you know, mentally, emotionally, or physically. And they just had a hard time of it when it comes to relationships. And then let's take somebody else who they may have had situations where they loved and lost, but for the most part, they've had good relationships. They just ended for, you know, reasons maybe, you know, one person wasn't ready for the other or something like that. Okay. Now put someone in front of them, a new person in front of them. Okay. Let's look at it through the person's eyes that's looking through it, that's been through a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, this person's going to hurt me. You know, they're going to be just like all the others and they're going to, you know, beat on me or abuse me or be, you know, emotionally unavailable or not do this or not do that. And then let's look at it from the other person's viewpoint who has had relationships, loved and lost, and is still okay. They're like, okay, I can try this again. If I had good relationships with these people in the past, I can have a good relationship with this person. I'm telling you these things to make a point. Okay? If you're sitting in energy where there are wounds present that have not been healed, you are never going to look at a situation from the proper viewpoint. Okay? The other person that we talked about that was looking at things more positively, they've dealt with their stuff. If they've loved and lost, they've dealt with their stuff. And I'm not saying that if you take this person and put them through hell, that they won't sit in the same energy that you do, because anybody that's carrying around shit is gonna see things in a skewed way. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Until you deal with the baggage that you're carrying, you're always going to look at relationships and specific things from a distorted lens, is what Spirit is telling you. So that has to be taken care of. Okay? All right. Then we've got say affirmations. So this is just like with the negativity card. The only difference between the affirmations people tell you to say and the negative things that you say to yourself is what side of the spectrum is coming from. Affirmations are positive things you say to yourself. And when you telling yourself, oh, it's not going to work, this person's going to mistreat me, I never get what it is I want, you saying affirmations to yourself too. People don't realize that. You still affirming. You just affirming the shit you don't want. Right? So you got to stop saying this. You got to change. When they say rewrite your story, you have to stop looking at it from a victim mentality. Yes, it happened to you. And yes, you were a victim because you got mistreated. But you have to stop sitting in that victim energy if you want things to change. If you don't want to be looked at like a victim, stop acting like one. Okay? Stop telling yourself it's never going to work out. Because if you tell yourself that, guess what? It's not going to work out. If you keep telling yourself, oh, nobody treats me right, guess what? You're not going to get treated right, because you got to understand, Sagittarius, you are God. You are a piece of God, is what I'm telling you, because we all are parts of God. And we're here on this earth. And look at the things that we can do. Look how strong you are, Sagittarius, that you are able to fuck your life up on your own without any look, that you are so strong that you're able to bring in people to treat you fucked up. And you can bring in people to treat you good as well. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Look how strong you are, that whatever it is you think dictates your whole entire world. Look at what a miracle that is. Whether you're pulling in something positive or negative, look at what you can do. So if you can do that, you can turn this shit around and make it positive. You just have to learn how to do it, just like you learned how to do it and you practice the negativity and the negative side of it. You have to just learn and practice and learn how to change it around to what it is you want, because you can do it, Sagittarius. Because if you learn the negative stuff, you can learn the positive stuff as well. But stop acting like a victim and stop acting like you can't change your situation, because you can. Okay? You can. Okay. So let's clarify. All right, so when it comes to loving all of you, we've got abandonment. So you got abandonment issues. All right, is what Spirit is saying, okay? These fear and fearful issues, this fear that you're carrying around, these abandonment issues, they're controlling your life. They're controlling, you're allowing it to. Let me say that. You're allowing it to. You're giving your power to these issues so that you don't bring in what it is that you want. Okay, you have to start to see. That's what going back is about. Going and looking in the past is about. It's about you starting to see your patterns and see what it is you're doing to self-sabotage. Okay, because giving your power away to somebody saying, oh, you know, let me give you an example. Like saying, okay, like how I was saying this. I think I said this to Aquarius. I used to judge myself based on what somebody else thought of me. And so I just gave all my power to other people to tell me who I was. And so how can you have an identity? Because one person is going to think you this, the other person is going to think you that, and the other person is going to think you something else. And so how can you know who you are and really understand who you are by looking at yourself through other people's eyes? It's what you think is first and foremost. Because so now people can tell me whatever they want to tell me. Like I said, it's about what I think. What I think matters the most. Okay? Like I said, it's nice when you get the outside validation and so on and so forth. It's nice. I'm not going to say it's not nice, but remember I told you, we're not looking for outside validation. We're looking for inside validation, because what you think and what you believe about yourself and you loving yourself, loving all of you, that's the most important thing. This is not about other people. Okay? And once you get that, then all of this shit's going to fall into place. Okay? Okay. So when it comes to follow your bliss, we have the cheater story. All right? So this is telling me, there are some issues, and triggers present for some of you, because you may have, you may have been cheated on in the past by somebody. Okay? And so you can't let what somebody else did determine who you are or where you're going to be going for the rest of your life. Okay? They did what they did, and yeah, it wasn't right, and yeah, you didn't deserve to go through it. But you have to change these beliefs. You have to realize that just because this happened, it does not make you a bad person. It does not mean that you're less than. It does not mean you cannot change your life. Okay? Like I said, stop acting like a victim. It happened. Okay? You have to heal it. And you have to move forward. You have to realize that it happened and let it go. Okay? Then we've got creating reality. We have Mr. or Mrs. Fix It. Okay? You can't fix other people. Remember, I told you, you don't go to the outside to try to fix your situation. You go from the inside. If you got problems on the outside, there's some fundamental core beliefs that you have to fix, is what this is saying, okay? Because once you fix yourself, like I said, everybody else has no choice. They have to come in the right way, just like they have to come in the way that they're coming in, because you have the beliefs and you sit in the energy that you sit in, okay? All right, so when we go to giving and receiving, we have finger pointing and money issues. So that's what I'm telling you. You can't be pointing at the other people, because it's the energy that you're sitting in. It's not them. They're showing up the way that they're able to in the energy that you're emitting. Okay, and when you change that energy, then your outside is going to change. Let me tell you a story. I remember, like, years ago, I had read something where somebody was saying the same thing I'm telling you. This was a long time ago. I had to be, I guess, like in my 20s or something like that, or maybe early 30s or whatever. And I remember thinking, okay, well, if that's true, let's try it out, right? So I used to sit. I was like, it was all of this happened in one day. So I had read the stuff earlier that morning, and I said, okay, let's practice this and see. Let's try it out and see if it works. So I remember I was telling myself, I was like, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful, or whatever. I was like, because there was whatever it was the person was saying that I was reading or whatever, or I'd watched or whatever. I don't know if it was a YouTube video or if it was something I'd read or whatever. The person was pretty much saying the same thing, that people are mirrors. They're mirrors of what you think. So I started to tell myself, I don't even think I told myself 10 times. I'm like, oh, you're so beautiful or whatever. I remember I had put on my makeup for the day and I went to go out. Okay. I was in, I had gone on a trip when this was happening to Las Vegas. I remember I went to get on the bus to ride down the strip. And I was sitting in a chair on the bus. And this older lady came up to me. I'll never forget it. And she says, you know what? She says, you're so beautiful. And I remember I just was like knocked out of my chair, because that is when I started to put it together, that what I was doing, the things that I was doing for myself or not doing for myself, is what is dictating what is happening on the outside of me. And like, that situation may seem simplistic, but if you can change something that simple about what you think about yourself, imagine what's going to happen when you change the really serious things. If you're able to get into your subconscious mind and make the changes that you need to make, and you are able to consciously start to manifest, your whole life is going to change. Okay? All right. So stop pointing the fingers and saying it's the other people. It's other people on the outside, because it's not. It's us. Because think about it. We all been pointing fingers for years, pointing fingers all our lives. Has that changed anything? Has it stopped people from doing what it is that they're doing? Has it allowed you to control anything on the outside? That's what you got to ask yourself. And if the answer is no, then now it's time to do something different. Because if you don't do something different, you're going to keep getting what you got. Okay. Then we've got money issues. All right. So fighting over money, some of you need to heal your root chakra. There is Hertz music on YouTube. Okay. That you can pull up where you can start to listen to these things throughout the day, and it will help you to heal your root chakra so you can feel safer. Because if you don't feel safe, you're not going to be able to manifest money. I can tell you that straight up. If you feel unsafe on any level, it's gonna mess with your money manifestation capabilities. Okay. So another thing you can do is start to, like when you meditate, start to sit in the energy of feeling safe. Because feeling safe, that like your root chakra, that's your base chakra. That's what all the other chakras are built upon. So if you have an unsafe root, then everything else going on up is going to be unstable as well. Okay. All right. So then we've got, for negativity, we've got baggage. Like I said, we got to let go of this baggage. Look at this picture. This person is like handcuffed. It's like when the people carry money in those briefcases or some kind of secret weapon in the movies in briefcases, and they have it handcuffed to their hand. But this is like your baggage. It's handcuffed to your hand. So only you can get rid of it because you've handcuffed it to yourself. So you gotta, the way you take out that key and unlock it, like I told you, give people back their baggage because this they shit. It's not yours. You got to go and see what it is that you feel about specific things and start to let it go. Start to let it go. Like I said, you can take somebody, lead them to the light, because that's what I do in my mind. When I'm ready to release somebody, I imagine myself walking them over to the light, and I tell them, I say, thank you for the lessons that, I learned, and I appreciate it, and I release you with love, and I release them back to the light, back to where they came from. You got to start to find ways for you to release the things that you're hanging on to because they're holding you back. Okay. Then when it comes to the last card, say affirmations, it says strategy. This is about you having a strategy and implementing a game plan. Like I tell you, a daily routine. Like I tell you, I meditate. I do breath work. I do a lot of different things in my daily routine. It's a living thing. It never stays the same. So I used to meditate and I used to journal and, do gratitude and stuff like that. Now I still meditate, but I do breath work. I do a lot of different things. So you have to figure out what enables you, what routines, what things you do in the morning, what things you can do in the morning that will make your day better and enable you to deal with the swings and the things that are going to happen, throughout your life. Because like I said, if you're going to be in the flow, you have to figure out how to maintain balance and not to fall from one side to the next when things happen. So by you implementing this strategy, it's going to help you to have better days and to be just overall in a better energy. Okay. In a more positive energy. Okay. All right. So we are going to pull a Romance Angel Oracle card, okay, to see what Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, and we've got worth waiting for, okay? Divine timing is at work in your love life, but these are some of the things that you got to work on. And let's get a message from your person. Let's see what they want to tell you. Okay, we've got, I'm trying so hard to figure out how to make it work between us. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope, you enjoyed your reading. There's not going to be an extended for this. I'd like to thank you all for the thumbs up and have a good weekend. Okay. And we out.